Recording has started. Hello and welcome once again to Superconnectivity.
I'm just here for getting my
Okay, Ben, that's nice. Welcome to the Esser household. I am Curly, and that is Ben, the Professor Esser. Tristan's over there. Hey, and who's here with me in sunny Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
I don't know how sunny, but yes, virtually I'm in the Esser household. Phil, me, and Perich.
You're always here in our hearts, Philip. Always know that. Toolbox still does not work. Sad face. Only it works for Phil.
I told you, you got to get certain browsers, man.
Because he is Philip, the Professor Perich. The man who knows all, sees all, and is all that. With a bag of chips as well.
Crunch, crunch.
How about them chips, Phil?
Crunch.
Chippies. Okay, let's talk. So what do you want to talk? Do you want to... I don't know how much you want to say for a big Capes and Lunatics crossover.
I mean, we still have comics to discuss, and I mean, just hit me with, you know, you sent me a list. Hit me with what you got.
Okay, well, actually, one thing I really want to talk about, have you seen Disenchanted recently?
No.
This is a new Netflix show, yes, by Matt Groening. But I'm going to say this, you know, the lead isn't Matt Groening. The lead is David X. Cohen, who is writing this whole thing. David, of course, for those who remember, was the guy who gave us Futurama. And now they're basically taking that Futurama shtick and bringing us into the wonderful world of the fantasy realm. So we went from science fiction to fantasy. Not really science fantasy, but just fantasy. We've got an elf, we've got a princess who, you know, in her own way, I think, kind of emblemizes everything both right and wrong with affluent progressive culture. Because she wants to rebel against the world in which she has been born, while at the same time, she is, of course, born into the highest strata of that society. Honestly, I will say on that note, I think Gallivant did it better, but it's a fun show. It's enjoyable. Yeah, it's a princess, her little elfin friend, and a demon she has been cursed with. I've only seen the first 2 episodes so far, but they are a lot of fun. And I highly recommend it to everyone.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. I'm surprised you hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, I swear there's no time for stuff.
Yeah, this is true. I can barely read the comic books I got, and I can't read any of my back issues. I keep on buying these great back issues. Still have not read Dollman. Still have not read Cosmic Ghost Rider number 2. I bought that book like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4. Might even be. I mean, number 4 may be coming out soon. I still haven't read number 2, and it's just like, who has time? Who has time for that?
Nope.
Oh, and then of course, we had. Have you ever had a battery puff up on you, Phil?
No. Like what? Like in your phone or something?
Well, in our Wi-Fi hub.
Oh no!
The battery just like turns into a little balloon. Apparently, it's filling with highly flammable, highly toxic gas.
Oh yeah.
So don't pop it, kids. And apparently, it's like now that like Samsung's kept on exploding. This is why. Apparently, your battery gets compromised. It starts to gasify, fills with a highly flammable, highly toxic gas, and eventually, it will explode and kill you all.
Oh yeah, I know. There's certain batteries. Well, what is it? The lithium ion. I know they have like certain restrictions, like about putting those on planes and stuff to ship them and stuff. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's what every phone has is lithium ion. Everything's lithium ion. So we are living in the lithium age.
They can't touch. They can't. Yeah, you gotta watch those.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with these things. But anyway, so it started to puff up. But I found one on Amazon for $10. So we'll get a new one in here. In the meantime, we've got to run the Wi-Fi through our phones, which is fine because I got great reception on my phone for Wi-Fi, as you can see. Because right now we're on the phone Wi-Fi, but still, it's a bit of a frustration. Anyway, that's the Esser household. Do we want to talk about Comicsgate?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, you just sent me the link to that today. Actually, you know what? Let's hold off on that, because actually, I want to talk about that on Kid for Lunatics, because I really want to get a little stakes on that.
Okay, very good.
So, because I think, I mean, really, we shouldn't be just the two white men talking about white men in comics. We should get our third half.
Let's get our lady in here,
who actually has perspective on things that you and I will never understand, Phil. So we'll hold on that, but let's talk about
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy, yes, and which does tie into it, yeah. So Guardians of the Galaxy #3, the movie, is delayed, and you know, part of me wonders. This is this thing. I mean, the whole James Gunn thing. I still don't know what's going on with this. I mean, you know. Something seems off in the whole story, and now that the Guardians film is being delayed, it makes me wonder if there was an issue with the third Guardians film. That maybe that's what this was all about. Because here's the thing: if the Guardians film, if it was just James Gunn, you know, they'd go get another, you know, they'd get someone off the rack. They'd get Patty Jenkins. You know, hey, who's that lady that directs superheroes nowadays? Yeah, call her up, and tell her that we wanted to do the next Guardians of the Galaxy, because we want to have a nice clean slate. We want someone that everyone's going to say, oh, well, now we can't be mad at Disney. You know, but that they're delaying it tells me that there might have been a problem with the story, and I think that's an important thing to always keep in mind with these situations, is that, you know, sometimes there's not a third story to tell. And I think when you're coming to the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, I think coming into the Thanos thing and coming out of the Thanos thing, I think maybe there was this real question of, well, what are we going to do in space? And the idea of this cosmic franchise, I mean, it's neat. It's certainly a thing to pursue, except they already have a cosmic franchise in Star Wars.
Yeah, but I just wonder... I mean, they could have used 3 to, like, spin out, like, other characters, like other cosmic characters. So, I mean, you could have put this franchise to bed with 3 and then introduced, you know, cosmic characters, Quasar or whoever. I mean, Moondragon and something. I'm probably completely off base, but I was just thinking, I'm like, is this, like, Disney just, you know, putting it on hold for a couple weeks to, like, I don't know, because the cast was getting up in arms about, oh, bring James Gunn back.
I mean, it could be that they are trying to figure themselves out on this, you know, because maybe they thought there was something more. Maybe, you know, and here's the thing. Disney knows a lot of the troubles that James Gunn could be bringing to the table. Not for nothing, James Gunn got his start in Trauma films, okay? And let me tell you something about Trauma, just I know from people who have worked at Trauma, people who love working at Trauma, and people who deride Trauma, because Trauma is out here on the East Coast. I have actually long dreamed of working for Trauma, but they pay awful. It's basically, but they, you know, I've heard stories where they lock the writers in at night, and it's, you know, it's like Walmart, but for creatives. You know, so there's all these stories about Trauma, and Trauma, for those who don't know, they make exploitation films, you know, which is sex, gore, violence, making fun of handicapped people all the time. And sometimes, you know, kind of having handicapped people make fun of normies, you know. Yeah. They do run the gamut. They are an equal opportunity offender in the purest sense of the word. I really think that. Isn't
that like the Toxic Avenger and stuff? Yeah.
Yes. That's Temptation of Toxie. That is their Mickey Mouse, you know.
Yeah.
And everyone loves the Toxic Avenger. Even people who've never seen the Toxic Avenger love the Toxic Avenger. He is an icon. He's an iconic character, created by Lloyd Kaufman, Stan Lee of independent film. But I do wonder if maybe there are. Basically, what I'm going to say is, I'm certain that there are a lot of Me Too things that go on over at Trauma, because what it is that there's a lot of people that are just good to go and have fun and be crazy, but you know, you just need that one person to say, well, you know, I was going along to get along. I really didn't want, you know, to be naked and covered in cow feces that day. So, James Gunn yelled at me about it, And when you go into that area, then you come to this question like, well, is there stuff that Disney was worried about? But that's all stuff that Disney should have known beforehand, but maybe they thought they could dodge it, but they thought that something was going to break, and then when it didn't break, now they're in this hard spot. And so maybe they are thinking about bringing James Gunn back, which is why they haven't replaced him, which is why Guardians of the Galaxy is now delayed. But I also think possibly, you're mentioning all these cosmic characters. All those characters start on Earth.
Mm.
Those are all the only. Honestly, even Major Victory, good old
Vance Astro.
Yeah, Vance Astrovic, Justice to you and me in the modern Marvel universe. Why do I like Vance Astrovic? Because he was the fifth sidekick.
Yeah.
Yes. I did not even know that. I guess he existed before then, too. So I was, really shocked to find out that when I was reading, oh, wow, that's that Vance Astro? Is that Vance Astro? Wow! In the distant future. And he has, telekinesis powers. A not evil superpower, unlike mind control, like Professor Xavier.
But, they could have used 3 to introduce... they kind of showed some of those characters at the end of 2. They could have spun that franchise out of 3.
Yeah, but... I don't think they necessarily wanted to. And that's the thing. Here's the thing. They already have Star Wars. So they already have a space opera series. Yes, Guardians ties into a space opera. Yeah, yes. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, Guardians tie into... You can... why do you need only one space opera? And I think there might be an argument to be said that we only want one space opera because we only want to sell one set of toys. That if we have to have, it's good to have cosmic characters and to acknowledge that there is a cosmic universe beyond what we're doing right here, but that, quite frankly, if we have to go and have too many cosmic things, if we build out an entire other cosmic universe that's not Earth-based, now we're just eating our own tail. Because, we're not going to be able to sell as many Darth Vader toys if everything's about Ronan the Accuser. If everything's all Skrulls and Kree, no one's going to want to listen and our other such.
I don't know. I think it doesn't matter how much is out there. I think the people who are going to buy Star Wars are going to buy Star Wars. The people who are going to buy Marvel are going to buy Marvel. And there are some, I'm sure, who buy both.
And, of course, you got Patton Oswalt, who wants the big crossover. And maybe there you go. Patton Oswalt will direct the next Guardians of the Galaxy, which will cross over through the use of the Time Stone to Star Wars 10. Electric Boogaloo again.
Oh, is that why we had that thing online about, could Darth Vader's lightsaber cut Captain America's shield?
Well, people have always questioned that. Lightsabers, as I understand it, are a focus of the Force as opposed to being a direct plasma weapon. So they were actually more akin to the sonic blasts of Cyclops, which, as we all know, are bound to the Crimson Bands of Cyttorak. Fan theory. Made it canon. It's real. It's gonna... You watch. What if Cyclops was the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth? That's a thing. It's gonna happen. What if Cyclops was the avatar of Cyttorak? They're coming back with the what if spell.
Yeah, I know.
They're coming back, and it's out there. I put it into the ether. It makes perfect sense if it's a red concussive beam. It's a red beam of force. Red beams of forces are tied to the essence of Cyttorak.
Wasn't that Peter David that shut you down on that one?
Yeah. But what does he know? He's just Peter David.
He's just a writer. Who knows?
Well, he's one of the many writers of Cyclops. And, yes. They can't even decide if the force beams are fully concussive, as Stan Lee once said. Let me put it this way. I guarantee you, if I ever got the chance to meet Stan Lee, and I could say, hey, I had this theory that maybe Cyclops' beams are bound to the Crimson Bands of Cyttorak, yes. Stan Lee would say, nah, that's stupid. But I'd still have put it out there. No, I think Stan Lee might like the idea, because Stan Lee loves a crossover as much as the next guy. And it's a neat reveal to suggest that, especially as we look into a cosmic universe in which magic and science are bound, as we recently saw in Avengers #6, we are all God vomit.
Yes.
We are the live virus, whatever, at vaccination. It gets crazy in Avengers #6. But, I think the idea that this mystical stuff should cross over into things like mutants, as we've seen with both Magic and Scarlet Witch, where they both are magically attuned beings. The fact that Cyclops never developed that is something that some brilliant writer could explore, It's always been this thing, like, what if Cyclops didn't have the brain damage that made him unable to control the sonic beams? What might have happened? And if you really wanted to explore that, where Cyclops actually could control his psionic beams because he did not get struck on the head and damage that part of the brain that controls psionic beams,
Yes.
In this day and age, they can fix every other thing, but man, that part of the brain that controls psionic beams, that's the one thing we can't fix. If he had not had that, what would his psionic beam be like? If he was Biclops instead of Cyclops, basically.
Yes.
And what might he have been able to do with these concussive force beams if he had full control over it? And Professor Xavier could have helped him develop that control, and maybe he would have used his concussive beams to create force fields, create binding things, I was hoping when Young Beast was going to be going into that magical realm, that might have come up. But,
Yep.
You need more crossovers, man. That's all I can say.
More crossovers?
You need more crossovers. People, as much as people do crossover, they never, they always stay in their own books for the most part. You don't get, no one's allowed to make a big reveal about this character so if Cyclops comes into a Doctor Strange book, you're not going to have Doctor Strange say, well, your I-beams are actually tied to the Crimson Bands, etc. You'd actually have to have Magic do that in an X-Men book, which would be cool.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Charlie. We may have lost Charlie Esser. All right, everyone. While we're here, follow the case. Now it's time for a commercial break. So, everyone, if you would like to send your thoughts on any topics, or hey, oh wait, here he comes. There he is.
There you are, Philip. Oh, okay, yeah, I was wondering what happened there. I don't know if that was on my end or your end. I am running on my... Oh, you know what? There was something weird with my connection from the start, it looks like, because I didn't have my little icon face there before for some reason either. I don't know, maybe talking. So what was the last thing you heard? So when
crossovers.
I didn't some of them together. Crossovers. Yeah, so anyway, well, did I say about Magic and Scarlet Witch, or did I say that? No. Anyway, my point was that you have a big reveal about a character in someone else's book, so the only way that you could ever have this reveal about Cyclops is if Scarlet Witch or Magic expressed it, but Magic and Scarlet Witch, because they rely on their mutant powers, aren't as hoary hosts of Hogarthy. So, you might be able to work Agatha Harkness into that, and maybe she could open the door, but who knows. Anyway, but I think that maybe the real thing is that they just don't have a third Guardians of the Galaxy story. Because, as I said, all these characters that you've mentioned, they all have ties to Earth. And, what they might even be thinking is, the Fantastic Four are cosmic characters. Maybe we should be looking at that now that we have them back. So maybe that's the thing, is that Guardians 3 is actually going to be Fantastic Four 1, and they're going to start exploring that universe.
That's true. We have a lot more characters to play with now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you think about it, it's like, the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're a hit, sure. But the only reason they got a movie was because Marvel didn't have another option. Marvel had only a small number of characters to play with. I think James Gunn actually came to them and said, I'd like to do something with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's sort of this idea of, well, who really wants to work in the Guardians? What are our other cosmic characters, we just kind of screwed the pooch on the Inhumans.
Hmm?
You know, so what are we really going to do with the Guardians of the Galaxy 3? And what are they going to do with Guardians of the Galaxy 3? You know, we just did Ego. We've done the Kree. We just found out that, not Spartax, but what's the Nova Corps' home world? The Nova Corps home world just got decimated by Thanos off screen.
Xandar, yeah.
You know, I just don't know what else there is to do with the Guardians in that context. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just have them go fight monsters of the week, but that's what they do, you know. That's the thing. It's like in the comic books, you can just have them go and fight a monster of the week. In the movie, you kind of have to have a cosmic threat. You kind of have to have a Thanos or an Ego or a Galactus. But
or a stone person.
That's, you know, you can't just have them fight a random stone person on Saturn.
Yes, they can.
Well, they can, but that's not a good film, Tristan. That's my point, is that they need to have... It can't just be the barroom brawl that they happen got into that week.
Have you seen the old film?
You know, when you look at these characters, you have to figure out what are they going to do in this context. What is the adventure they're going to have?
Oh, I do remember something I wanted to ask you about there.
Yes.
Something went up yesterday. Did you see comic book news? Marvel put up like 4 different teaser images yesterday.
Ooh.
One of Doctor Strange, one of the Hulk, one of the Silver Surfer, and one of Namor. And all it said at the top of each is the best defense and December 2018.
Yeah, the original Defenders.
Yes.
I'm debating on that because first off, we already have our Immortal Hulk, and that's a different kind of Hulk. I don't know. You know, I don't know. You know, although fun fact, you know, both Namor and the Hulk both back from the dead. So, was Silver Surfer in that image or no? Or no Silver Surfer? Oh, he wasn't there? Okay. So we got Nornrad, we got Namor, and we've got
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Everyone loves Doctor Strange. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's. I would be happier if it was She-Hulk because I love the new She-Hulk, the new Savage She-Hulk, which is the original She-Hulk for those who remember. She was the Savage She-Hulk in her torn nightie. I like a torn nightie. What can I say?
So, I'm also wondering too. Could they bring them into the movie? Do they have? Does Disney have the rights to Namor? I know they have the rights to the Surfer now.
They have said they have the rights to Namor.
Oh.
They said that a while ago. They said that they had because you know Universal never made a Namor film. The closest they ever got was the Man from Atlantis. And you know, you do have to make it or you lose it.
Because I know one they said they pretty much said they're not making another Defenders series on Netflix. I mean, they have the characters, but they're not going to have the show, the actual group show.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. I think that the logistics is difficult for them on Netflix. I think that Netflix is trying to find their spot. You know. Although, see, it would be an interesting thing if we get a reference to Cloak and Dagger in the upcoming Iron Fist film. You know, I know we were saying Typhoid Mary was in it. Have they said who's playing Typhoid Mary?
They did. I wasn't familiar with the actress, but here, I'll look it up.
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking, you know, because an interesting thing about Typhoid Mary is she transforms between her personas.
It's basically it's basically different personalities, but yeah.
Yeah, but she actually does physically change too. So, and one of the things I was thinking, because it's kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing with her, I was actually thinking, what if the cop we saw at the end of Cloak and Dagger isn't Mayhem as they kind of implied, but actually winds up being Typhoid Mary?
It's Alice Eve.
Alice Eve, okay. Yeah. But like I said, they could have the cop and the Typhoid Mary character be two different things. I only bring that up just because we got that reference to Luke Cage in Cloak and Dagger. I would love to see that go back the other way. You know, we have seen the TV shows reference the Netflix shows, but we haven't seen the reverse happen yet. and I would really love to see that. You know? It would be neat. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
We don't have a release date for Daredevil yet, right?
No. They were saying 2018, so I'm thinking at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got to eventually, you know.
I'll show you this.
I'm in the middle of a podcast. You're so lucky your child is still very small and can't open doors.
He can, but he does. I'd probably be bugging him.
Yeah, you raised him right. That's all. I did not raise my children right. That's my problem.
Yes, you can.
Anyway,
yeah, I thought you'd be all excited. The original Defenders may be coming back.
Well, you know, I mean, honestly, well, no, because to be honest with you, yeah, my Defenders are Hellcat, Nighthawk, and Gargoyle. Yeah, so yeah, those Defenders. I've heard of them. I know they exist. They aren't necessarily the Defenders that I'm looking to have. You know.
But I mean, if they do a book, I mean, they could do an arc or two with those original ones with Doctor Strange and everyone, and then kind of spin out those Nighthawk and everyone and Hellcat again, like they did back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's lots of ways they could do it, but yeah, I mean, and it's just a reality that for me, you know, I like those Defenders, but you know, the original Defenders aren't necessarily that impressive compared to the more street-level team of the Defenders with Hellcat and Nighthawk and all them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They did some interesting things, you know? The Defenders and the Champions were very interesting teams back in the day. You know? Sort of the teams that they just said, well, let's just stick a bunch of characters. We got some characters, let's stick them in this. Hey, speaking of characters kind of stuck together randomly, what'd you think of this one?
Oh, we loved it. Yeah, me and Lilith were talking about that on Wade's World. Oh, yeah. Did you love it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to wait for capes, but no, it was good. Yeah.
Oh, we can hold it for capes. You know, we can tease it. It's got she's not doing enough with Gwenpool yet.
First
I know
issue.
that they forced Gwenpool on her.
They kind of had the setup, you know, and bring everyone in. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, I want to see them like explore her powers and like. Okay, real question I gotta ask: this Fuse guy, he exists like prior to this issue?
I'm trying to remember. I need to go pick up the last couple issues of that Hawkeye run Kelly Thompson was doing with Kate Bishop. That I don't know if that's maybe where he showed up.
Okay, I'm kind of wondering if he's like yet another illegitimate son of the absorbing man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was getting absorbing.
You know, it's like, boy, I got these amazing absorption powers. How did I get those? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Interesting concept. Asgardian magic. I really wish they would tie that in with the movies, like, you know, have Loki creating the absorbing man by whispering in, you know, Hydra scientists' ears, because you know Loki's been doing this for years. Loki has been influencing the Marvel universe, and that I liked at the end of Avengers 6. I mean, do we want to talk comic books at all? Because there's so much to talk about with those.
It's up to you, man.
But I don't want to step on what you have planned for capes, you know. Usually I've got more to talk about, but, you know.
No, I mean, it's fine. You can, and I mean, besides, I mean, I don't mind going back and discussing stuff with Lilith.
Yeah, well, I liked the fact that at the end of it, big spoilers, with Loki laughing. Because he is sort of saying, I got the Avengers back together. And it kind of reminded me of Q.
Mm.
And the idea of him bringing the Borg, you know, exposing humanity to the Borg because he needed humanity to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays the villain to actually help. And I think that's what we see in this with Loki, both in his messing with Doctor Strange and with what he does here. I think it's actually was all meant to be antagonistic to our heroes so that they will become better.
Yeah.
And I like this take on Loki. You know, Loki is the trickster god, and that is what a trickster god is supposed to do. They're really writing him as a trickster god. Trickster gods aren't by their nature evil. You're evil, and you do stupid things because the trickster god says, "Hey, do it, do it, do it, do it," and then you do it, and it's like, "Oh, that ended poorly. You awful, awful trickster god." It's like, well, you knew it was going to end poorly. That's why you weren't doing it. I tell you to do it, and you just say, "Well, okay, if you said do it, I guess I'll do it." It's like, listen to the voice inside your head. But, so they're really writing him as a trickster god, and they're playing him as a trickster god, and I do appreciate that. So that, and I really got the feeling that was what Loki was up to during the whole run. I had the feeling like Loki's being way too evil. That's current Loki.
Like you were saying, between the Doctor Strange thing, what he's doing here in Avengers, and then he's like showing up in Infinity Wars. It's like, something's going on.
Yeah, well, he's trying to be the impetus.
Yes.
As he always has been. As Hank Pym determined. Loki is the one who is important to the Avengers. That's why he tried to recruit him into the Avengers.
Yes.
And that wasn't even, I don't even think that was young Loki. I think that was just old classic Loki that he's trying to get to join the Avengers. And he was like, wait, what now? Like, well, yes, because you united us, you got us together. This was during the Hank Pym run with the Avengers when he was the Wasp for that week and a half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loki's like, did someone smack you in the head, Pym?
Yeah, well, But that's where he met Eternity, scientist, and became Scientist Supreme.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Do you think Eternity is going to be in the in the next in Avengers 4 at any point?
I don't know. I never know if they think some of that stuff's too over the heads of some of the general movie-going public. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. Yeah. But Eternity's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what's weird? I was actually reading in my Marvel saga that when Eternity first appears, he says to Doctor Strange, "You are one of only two mortals I've ever revealed myself to you." Including the first was your master, the ancient one, and now I'm revealing myself to you. And I'm just thinking, really, that the essence of space-time only revealed himself twice to a mortal, and one was an Earthling, and the second one was an Earthling? It just seemed a little far-fetched to me. Maybe he was just saying that to make Doctor Strange feel good. But it was just an interesting choice that Ditko or Lee, whoever actually wrote those words, put in there. And also, not for nothing, in a billion-year existence as Eternity, that, in the past 1,000 years, I showed up twice for you people.
It was the 60s too. We were the center. The Earth was the center of the universe.
It still is, and and really was an experiment by the Celestials. Just not the way we thought. That was what I loved about that. It's like it kind of comes back full circle. It's like, oh no, this was their intention. Yes, the Eternals were this thing for the. Although, man, killing off the Eternals, that was weird. That was a weird choice.
Yeah, but there's some kind of... They'll be back eventually. There's some cosmic way.
Technically they are Eternal, yeah. I didn't see the Forgotten one there.
I mean, how many Ragnaroks have the Asgardians gone through?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Although, interestingly enough, the Eternals actually... the Celestials have been established as doing Eternal experiments on other planets because there is the Eternal Skrull.
Mm-hmm.
Who is also an Eternal and is a Skrull. And he's the one that can't change shape. And he is the first Skrull who can change shape. And they are the gods of the Skrulls. Although they may be dead now. I don't know. Although, it's different for gods, as Ares has always said. Is Ares back now?
I don't think. I don't remember seeing him. Uh-oh. We may have lost Charlie again. Anyway, if you would like to send your...
there you are. Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you kind of froze.
Yeah, okay. You froze too. So we both froze. We should just let it go, Phil. Do you want to call it a day and then get ready for Capes and Lunatics and talk more comics?
Sure. Yes, sir.
You know what I didn't talk about? Pick of the week.
Which one is that?
I don't know, Phil. Who are those characters on the cover? Who is
Justice
that
League Dark.
character?
Justice League Dark.
Yeah, I love this. So good. So very good. I mean, I don't know if that's 100% my pick of the week because there's so many good books. Even Spider-Man, as predictable as it was, wasn't that bad.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay, Philip.
Keep some lunatics. Uh-oh. Charlie Esser. Uh-oh. He spoke badly of the space gods, the Celestials, or Disney, who knows. Charlie? I don't know if I should wrap up by myself. Anyway, if you want to send your thoughts on any of this stuff, send them to superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's Charlie, or capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Superconnectivity is on Facebook, facebook.com/superconnectivitypodcast, @superconnectpod on the Twitters, and Capes and Lunatics is on Instagram. Follow us there. Or the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And if you're any kind of comics creator or actor in one of these movies, email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. And on Twitter, I'm @nightwingpdp. And as for Charlie Esser, you can always find him, like I said, superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. You can find him everywhere, live tweeting when stuff is on Twitter, @Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEssessr. Look for the two E's in the middle for the quality. And I'm sure Charlie would say thank you for joining us. You missing Charlie? Here, let me give you a taste.
I know the hip language the kids use these days.
That's right, he does. Oh, I just did all your plugs.
That's fine. Oh, okay, yeah, I figured you did. I don't know what's going on. I'm having the kids get off the Wi-Fi.
Okay, so.
I think the whole world's going crazy, but we gotta do Captain Lunatics anyway. I just saw that Lilith just remembered that she had that.
Yes.
So, Philip, thank you for doing my plugs. I hope we look for the two E's in the middle for quality.
Yes, of course.
Of course we look for the two E's in the middle. Yeah. And I hope you have plugged the heck out of your upcoming lecture on the beauties of Batman, the wisdom and wit of all the things that are. The coming to Bowling Green University, where you too can become a professor. Like
in April.
Oh, fair. Yes. I'm gonna bring the whole kids, man. I'm planning it. If I get vacation time in April,
nice.
I'm driving the whole family out, and I have a car. These are all things that I need to have working. But yeah.
Oh, and everyone, stay tuned. Next episode 200. Charlie Esser Goes Hollywood.
Oh yeah, man! I gotta tell the director about that because he wants to see if he can join in. So,
all right,
we need to settle out those times for that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Phil.